Hello, Capricorns. Hi, my name is Antoinette, and welcome to Pretty Baby Tarot. I have your cards laid out. Been communicating with Spirit. Alright. So, this is a prosperity message from Spirit. Your most precious dreams are not about instant gratification, but enduring prosperity. This is the time to think long-term and engage in continued action. You will experience momentum building as you translate the ebb and flow into slow and steady movement forward. Your effort, ideas, and hard work now lead to greater riches than you can imagine. Stroke the fire so that an uninterrupted stream of energy is available to support you in all phases of manifestation. Be sure that you are in the right place. What I am getting with this is that you are used to instant gratification. Used to things, demanding things be given to you is what I'm getting from Spirit. Doing things out of spite and not for the right reasons. This is a learned behavior. And, you know, what Spirit's saying is you need to change this behavior. You need to change this way of thinking. In order to manifest things, you have to be in a pure-hearted space. You can't just expect things to be given to you. I feel like you are used to using your authority in the not so correct manner. Abuse of your authority and power to get the things that you want. And Spirit is saying it's time to change this. You're not able to manifest when you're thinking from this kind of behavior, this kind of mentality. Let's go there. Instant gratification. It's nothing that, you know, is gonna... Instant gratification, the things that come from instant gratification, they don't last long. They disappear quite quickly because they're not coming from a pure-hearted space. In order to manifest, you have to be on a high vibration. And when you're on a high vibration, it's not about instant gratification. It's about having things that are gonna, you pull them from the right space. You pull them with a pure heart. And when you're able to do that, you can call in the things that you want and desire. But as long as you were stuck in that mentality of, abusing your power, those things won't last for you. Spirit's saying, and you may have grown up watching this behavior, and this is where you got it from. Spirit's saying that's why things just don't last, because you're not pulling it from a right space, in your heart. And, it's a learned behavior is what I'm hearing. And Spirit is saying you have to unlearn this behavior in order to evolve into your higher self. And I feel like you using, abusing your power has actually caused you a lot of burdens. It maybe has even caused you to lose sleep, and the reason why it has is because it's not right and you know it. That's where no comes in. So Spirit is asking you to make changes, unlearn this behavior, to do some healing work. This could go back to your childhood. Maybe you watched your one of your parents use their authority to get things instantly given to them. And Spirit's saying that that's, the way you were taught was wrong. And nothing you ever get from thinking that is going to last long. But if you go back to, you yourself as a little boy and remember where this behavior came from, you'll look back from a different perspective and realize that it wasn't right, and you will be willing to change it. But Spirit, that's where Spirit wants you to, come to the edge and make a change and realize that there's something better out there for you. And once you, go back, heal your inner child is what I'm hearing, and realize that those things weren't right. But you can't think of it as from being a victim. There's no healing there. The healing will come from realizing that it wasn't okay to begin with, and thinking, just like there's a lot of people who have, drug addicts for parents that never touch a drug. Spirit's saying, like, it's okay to make mistakes. However, the key is to learn from these mistakes and change this behavior. Excuse me. In order for you to be able to manifest the life that you want and feel it, you deserve, you're going to have to undo these toxic ways of thinking, because there's a better way of thinking for you, and you have to be open, flexible. You have to be open to the idea. I feel like you've been thinking about this very well, possibly already, and realizing that you are not what happened to you, and you might be looking at things from a different perspective, but at the same time, I feel like you're not listening to your intuition. And Spirit's saying, like, there's such a better life for you, but you have to be willing to make these changes, and really it's up to you. If you decide that you don't want to be this toxic person anymore, things are going to improve if you're willing to look at things from not a victim mentality, but, to educate yourself from the pain, to transmute it, to be willing to look at things for what they are and not for what you want them to be. It'll allow you to look, to think, okay, I seen this as a child and I repeated this behavior, but, it's never too late to make these changes. And Capricorn, it's really not. You can go through a whole life of hell and still not be what happened to you. Spirit's telling you that if you are willing to, and, do the healing work, that this, your life will improve. You were losing a lot of sleep, feeling really drained lately, and it's because of the things you were doing and the way you were doing things, is what I'm getting. 1 second. And Spirit saying your experiences concerning prosperity and abundance are beyond your personal control right now. You're being invited to accept what it is unreservedly. This could be a temporary situation seemingly thrust upon you by outside forces, but there is an underlying purpose you can't see that has been determined by the fates. It could be the situation you are unprepared for. You may not understand how it will benefit you in the moment. Do not fight the situation. Write it out and see where it leads. Surrender to it. And the serenity you need to make good choices from here on out will be given to you. You will indeed flourish. So Spirit's giving you the opportunity to make changes in your life, to pull yourself out of this cycle. I feel like you might have been in this cycle your entire life. And, it's really sad and, heartbreaking that you were shown this way, but at the same time, you can't feel sorry for yourself because you know it's wrong. But you continue the behavior, and Spirit saying you don't have to be this way the rest of your life. You can make these changes. When you're doing wrong, or doing things the wrong way, for the wrong reasons, Spirit won't let you rest. Like in the Bible, it says there will be no rest for the wicked, if you believe in that. And Spirit's saying it's time to do some healing. You need some rest. And the way you will get rest will be by making these changes that you need to make anyway. And your life will get a lot more peaceful resolution. I feel like Spirit's been trying to talk to you in your dreams, maybe through songs, seeing the same number repeatedly. Maybe you look at your phone and you see, looking between the time and your battery percentage, you see 333, even if it's not like directly 333. It could be 3 on the battery percentage and 233 as the time, and therefore there's 333. They're giving you these signs. Look for a sign. Spirit's been showing you them. They could be, you could have ancestors, spirit guides, deceased loved ones coming to you in your dream, trying to talk to you. It's whether you're open to listen. You have to be open to these changes. If you aren't open to these changes, things just aren't going to get any better. You have every reason to feel confident. Everything you need to make your success concrete is now at your disposal. You can take action knowing you are ready to step into your power, your light, and into your service in the world. The direction you are moving in is your destiny. Your soul is smiling with joy as you align with the truth. So you are thinking about this. You are looking at, the things that you grew up around. You're looking at the healing you need to do in order to do things, and building blocks. You're realizing, that you can't continue this toxic behavior, because it's not the right way to be. All that glitters is the next card. all that glitters, there's that saying, all that glitters isn't gold. Sometimes an opportunity looks so good that it glitters like gold and you just can't resist it, especially when it appears others are doing so well and have hit the mother lode. During the American gold rush, everyone hurried west to find their fortune and then deserted entire towns after mining depleted the gold veins in the earth. So too, you can complete yourself as you chase after the latest shiny thing that has caught your eye. There is a mercurial quality to your present circumstances. Pay no attention to those who chase after fool's gold. Resist the temptation to be jealous of others. Why they have achieved may not be the true success you seek. So don't compare yourself to them. You only see the surface right now, only sparkle. Be assured that you will experience your own shining moment if you stick to what you know. All glitters may not be gold for you. So what Spirit is saying is that you need to, it's like you look at something and you see a shiny thing, you automatically assume it's good for you. Number one, Spirit's first message is you need to quit envying other people for their success. That's not going to make you successful. And I feel like the things that you feel make you successful, you yourself, are material things. Things that you know that aren't good for you, but you just look at the outside. You don't the things you hold in high regard aren't the things you should be holding in high regard, is what I'm hearing. Spirit says, yes, you have your own journey to take with Spirit. So there's no need to envy anybody else's journey. Their journey is not yours. In order to get, I feel like if you're envying somebody, and let's say they're being blessed, it's because, they have did healing work. So that's why Spirit is, blessing them. And I feel like you're envious of it, but there's no need to be envious. You have your own blessings, your very own blessings that are just for you. But you have to be willing to do the healing work in order to get them. It's like you want these blessings and you want them now. And you might not care who you hurt to get them, but they're not going to last long because, like I said, you're not pulling them from a pure heart space. Spirit is giving you the chance to make these changes so that, Spirit wants to give you blessings. That's what Spirit always wants for all of us. But I feel like you want somebody else's blessings and they're just not for you. And that's, if you're trying to steal somebody's blessings, is what I'm hearing, it's not going to work out for you. It's really just causing like chaos and conflict. Like, I feel like you're so focused on this person, asking Spirit, why them and why not me? But really, that person, they have nothing to do with your blessings. You have to do your healing work. You have to walk your path in order to have this new life. You have to be willing to look for things you have to be willing to make the changes to call in these things. And just like the person I feel like you were almost obsessing over, they can co-create with the universe. And you're trying to figure out how you can. But their blessings are not for you. You have your own blessings. So if you would just focus on you and your healing work as much as you do this person. Your blessings would come in because you would be focused on you and not them, is what Spirit is saying. So Spirit is saying, you know, choose a new direction. Start focusing on you and realizing that your abundance will come when you start doing your healing work. There's nothing to be envious about. Spirit, you know, you have your very own walk that nobody can take from you. You have your own blessings stored up. Spirit has them. But you have to be willing to take your own journey to do your healing, because you have just as much blessing as the next person. But you have to be willing to do the healing work. You have to be willing to be fair. You have to be willing to pull out of the victim mentality and realize, like, what we put into the earth is what we put out. If you know, spill, you know, if you put like bad and envy and jealousy out into the earth, those aren't going to call in your blessings. You need to heal your inner child and, you know, look at where you got this toxic behavior from and unlearn it, and your blessings will flow freely. You have to realize that all the glitters isn't gold. Things that come quick are not things that will last for you, because things that are just given to you and not earned are not for you. Spirit wants you to realize you have your own blessings, and they are just as accessible for you as they are for anybody else. But you have to be willing to, you know, do healing work and change toxic behaviors. Yes, and your situation will improve. You'll have big, happy changes, but you have to be willing to make these changes. So Spirit says, choose a new direction. Change, you know, the way you do things. You have to be willing to compromise and make these changes. You can unlearn anything that you've been taught. It's if you want to. I feel like you should talk to Spirit, maybe even meditate, and take action. Don't put off this healing. The sooner you start working on your healing work, the sooner your blessings will come to you. And your health will start improving. You'll start getting more sleep. You'll be more at peace the more healing work you do. Spirit says, look for signs. Like I said, numbers that you will see out of nowhere. If, you know, you're laying there and you start thinking about something, you know, ask for others' help. Maybe you know some people who are healing, or, you know, are further along in their journey for you, you know, than you. Ask them how they did their healing, what they did to help them make them want to heal or make the healing process easier. Spirit says there's no need to worry. You know, when Spirit knows that you're working on you, they are going to have your back. But Spirit says, don't wait on this healing work. It's time to get it done. there's, healing is not easy, but it is very necessary. I feel like, you've lived a really rough life and you are just tired. Your soul is tired. Your heart is tired. Your feet are tired, I heard. But, life will get easier. You just have to make changes. Let's see if Spirit has any more messages. Yes, get more information. Don't be afraid to reach out to somebody that has, further on their journey. I'm sure they will be more than willing to try to help you. But you have to be willing to compromise and make these changes. Spirit says it's time to start. It's time to take action and choose a new direction. A new way of being is what I just heard. And you will get your abundance. All you have to do is believe. Faith the size of a mustard seed. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that you can be better than the things that you've done and that have been done to you. Any other messages for my Capricorns? Believe me, I had my own toxic ways I had to unlearn and wasn't comfortable. You have to be willing to look at yourself without feeling bad for yourself. And there will be, big happy changes. Healing may take a time, very well possibly a year from now or in the near future. It's really up to you how quick you start your healing and how honest you want to be with yourself, Capricorn. Don't be so hard on yourself. I feel like you've been hard enough, but you need to be honest with yourself. There's no healing in staying stuck and feeling bad for yourself. Believe me, that was so hard. That was a hard part for me to, admit. What Spirit says, no need to worry. Spirit's going to have your back when they know you're healing, and the situation will improve. But Spirit says once you start working on yourself, don't stop and trust the process. Anything else for my Capricorns before I close out? Ask help from others, you have to be willing to ask for help. Don't be ashamed to ask for help. Don't wait to start this healing process. Spirit says yes. Just realize, Cap, you aren't what happened to you. You can change those things. You can become a more authentic person, I don't even know how to say it, a person that is healed. Don't think just because you're so, maybe you're older in age and you're thinking there's no way I can change. I'm set in my ways. The Spirit says that all this starts with forgiveness, forgiving yourself, forgiving others. In order to be forgiven, you have to forgive. And that is when you will start your recovery, the way you think, the way, the toxic things that you do. That's where recovery will begin. If you're not willing to look at these things from an honest, 100% honest perspective, there will be no changes. But I feel like you are gonna be willing to do this because you want to call in your own abundance. You want your own blessings, but Spirit's letting you know that you're going to have to work for them. Any other messages for my Capricorns? Oh. Trust your gut when it comes to everything. If your belly tells you no to something, don't do that. Or, you know, you should do this, but your gut will tell you. Don't let other people influence you. Just trust the process. Any other messages for my Capricorns? Ask for help. All right, Capricorn, this has been the message for you. If you feel like you need any help or a personal read, feel free to reach out to me. Spirit, you know, has your back. Just be willing to listen to your intuition and start this process for yourself, and your blessings will come in. All right, Capricorn, I hope you have a lovely day, and this is the message I was told to give to you, so I gave it to you. Love and light your way. Talk to you later.